hope you are feeling great today. And may I ask anyone from you, how is your experience today? Anyone who would like to share his or her experience today? Alright, Manali.
My experience today is great because I just come from the leadership training program.
Alright, very good experience from Manali. How about Judge? Would you like to share your experience today?
I think for me, I'm grateful since I have watched some documentaries.
Alright, very relatable experience coming from Mr. Judge. And for today, I want you to stand up and pick any crashes in your area. Observe your area. Alright, please remain standing as we seek guidance from our God. And let's pray on our own. Silent. Amen. Alright, class, you may now be seated. Alright, for our attendance, may I call Mrs. Carvajal, our secretary, who is absent for today. Alright, very good class. So now we are complete to learn something today. So before that, I want you to engage yourself to an energizer that I prepared. But before we start doing this activity, let me demonstrate to you how to do it. First, we have to do this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. After that, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright, did you get it, class?
Yes.
Alright, so let's follow this. Before that, may I request everyone to please stand and let's follow this activity while we are singing this enthusiastic activity. I want you to smile from your faces. Enthusiastic. I'm alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic. I'm alive, alert, awake. I'm awake, alert, alive. I'm alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic. Louder, class. Enthusiastic. I'm alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic. I'm alive, alert, awake. I'm awake, alert, alive. I'm alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic. You may now be seated, class. Alright, do you enjoy this activity?
Yes.
How's your experience while doing it? Right. It's glad to hear from you, class. And before we proceed to our main agenda today, may I ask from any one of you, what was our lesson all about last week? Alright, Mr. Alcazar.
Last time we talked about the HTML tags. These are the tags that we use on HTML to pull out the elements that we use, just like headings, a paragraph, and something else that we put just like a document.
Alright, precisely. According to Mr. Alcazar, we utilize different HTML tags to improve the accessibility of our web page. And any other insights from the class? How about Miss Alieno? How different HTML tags impact or improve your web page?
From what I've learned from last discussion, yung HTML tags po, it defines the structure and the content of web page. And some of these example po is yung headings na sinabi po, Mr. Carl, yung paragraph, the
Miss Alieno. How about Mr. Kikosa?
From what I learned po, from the previous discussion, yung HTML tags na na-improve na ito yung user experience ng web page niyo through styles and through by making it organized, and yung mga different tags na na-discuss from the previous discussion is yung structural tags. Nandito yung mga header, navigation, and yung body. And meron pang iba which is yung interactive tags, which is yung button, link, and input. And yung last naman is yung media tags na makakapagbigay ng buhay sa web page nyo, which is nandito yung mga audio na tags, video, and yun na po.
Alright, very good insights from you, class. So now, I assume that all of you fully understand our last topic class meeting. But before that, before I forgot, I gave you an assignment last time that will be submitted via Google Drive. Who amongst you did not yet submitted their assignments? Alright, it seems most of you or all of you passed their assignments. So now, before we engage ourselves to dive deeper to our main agenda today, I provide an activity for your class. Will someone from the class read the instruction from the slide text? Alright, Miss Molines.
Find all the words listed below. Once you find them, circle each one using a
Alright, according to the instruction, find all the words listed below. Once you find them, circle each using a marker. But before I call someone, please find first the word to your respective seats before answering it, one by one. Alright. For the first word, may I call Mendoza?
Sir.
You may use this marker and circle. Alright, very good. Miss Mendoza. How about the other words? Any other hands? Okay, Miss Tonga. Alright, very good. Next. How about Mr. Rasay? For the next word, please raise your hand if you want to answer. How about Mr. Ang? Please remain yours. Alright, next, Mr. Ang. Alright, very good, Mr. Ang. How about Miss Daklan? Alright, thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We only have 5 words remaining to our. Alright, Mr. Alcazar. Alright, thank you. How about Sarmiento? For the next word, Mr. Norca. How about Mr. Lopez? Right? For the next word, Mr. Benito. Right, very good. Other words? Do you think it is already complete? Yes. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright. What have you realized upon answering this activity class? Do you have any insights, or do you think there is this word has relationship to our new topic for today?
Yes.
One for the class, please. Alright, Mr. Sobrado.
From the word that shown in the word search, I think this words is applicable to our next lesson, which is the HTML forms.
Alright. May I hear any guesses from anyone? Any other guess from the class? What will be our new topic for today? Do you think the HTML form is correct? Do you think the HTML forms is the correct answer? It seems you are bit sleepy today, but since it is correct, let's reveal the topic. Have you encountered any kind of forms in your life, class?
Yes.
Will anyone from the class give me an example of any kinds of forms? Miss Tonga? What kind of forms?
Survey.
Alright, very good. Any other hands? How about Miss Carvajal? What kind of form? Alright, very good. Miss Brasilia?
Contact forms.
Very good. How about Mr. Kanaynay?
Questionnaire, sir.
Alright, very good. What have you noticed about engaging yourself, or when you encounter this kind of forms? What do you think their functionalities or design for? Miss Sayaka.
Collecting information.
Alright, aside from collecting information, do you have any other perspective regarding that? Alright, since according to Miss Sayoto, it is used to collect or gather information from the user. Just like in HTML control forms. Alright, before we engage ourselves to our main topic, I will outline some key takeaways that we need to achieve after this discussion. First is to analyze the purpose and structure of control forms. Next is to recognize scenarios where specific controls are most suitable. The next, create forms that demonstrate usability, accessibility, and practices in web development, ensuring proper data input and user interaction flow. Alright? Before we end our discussion, we will assure ourselves to check these takeaways that we need to achieve at the end of this discussion. Next. HTML forms. Just like what I have said earlier, it has the relationship to any kind of forms that we encounter to our daily life. It is used to collect user input. The user input is most often sent to a server for processing. Meaning to say, it promotes interactivity between the server or the website itself to its users. Alright? Do you get it, class?
Yes.
Alright. there are different types of form controls that you can utilize to collect data using an HTML form. First, we have, please, alright, okay, please.
Text input control.
Next, we have,
Checkboxes controls.
next, we have,
Radio button controls.
next.
Drop down list or select control.
Are you familiar with those kind of controls or forms?
Yes.
Okay. When did you encounter this kind of forms? Anyone? Mr. Sobrado.
Most common po, sir, is when we answered in Google Forms po.
Alright, very good. How about the other one? Other class? Other students? You have any encountered? When do you encounter this kind of forms? Aside from Google Forms? Anyone? Mr. Alcazar?
The simplest way simple, sir, when we search on the web, we use text input to search what we want.
Alright, very good. We commonly use it when we are searching on our search engine to our web browser. So now, let's proceed with the input text control. Did anyone from the class read the meaning of input text control? Anyone? How about Miss Perez?
Input text control. Input text control collects user data in a rectangular box on web page.
Alright, very good, Miss Perez. Wait for a moment, class. According to the meaning itself, the input text control collects the user data as a free text to a rectangular box. Let's go the rectangular box. Rectangular box. Class assumes that this is a rectangular box. We usually encounter this kind of form when we are logging or signing up our account. We usually input our username or user ID. Alright? Let's proceed. There are three types of text input used on forms. We have first the single line text input controls. Then next we have the password input control. Then multi-line text input control. So let's dive deep into what are the differences between these three types of text input control. As you can see, this is a single line text input control. We usually utilize it to gather or collect data from the user by inputting their user ID and any other input. And next we have the password input control. What have you noticed to password input control, class? Anyone? How about encrypt? Any other hands? Encrypt? Mendoza?
Secured po yung sa password ko.
Alright, just like what Mendoza and Basarto said, it is encrypt and it is masked or it is used to protect our data or the data of the user of our website. Next, we have the multi-line text input control. As what you can see, it is different from these two type of input control. What do you think is the difference of the multi-line text input control? How about Yanko?
Pwede po mag-input ng maraming text or paragraph.
Very good. According to Yanko, the user are allowed to input not just one line, but two or more or multiple lines of text. We usually utilize the multi-line text input control when we are intended to collect data from our user to just like such as address, description, reflections, or feedbacks. Alright. Do you have any questions regarding to this input controls? Alright. Here's a sample code that we need to consider when we are creating a text input control. For the first one, we have a single line text input control. Alright. The input tag, it sets the field for input type, while the form tag, it creates an HTML form. So, do you have any question with regards to input tags and form tags? As what you can see, input tag type, we use text. The single line text input uses a type of text input wherein it creates a single line type of control form. Then we have name or the name attribute. Do you know what attribute is? Yes. How about the other students? Do you know what attribute means? Alright, very good. The name attribute, it names the type of input controls. For example, this student, I name it Alieno. Alright? In our sample code, I name the single line text, the text type as UID. Alright? Do you get the single line text input control class?
Yes.
How about the password control form? The password. We utilize input type password to create a password field control, wherein we name it as U. Again, class, U. Alright, very good. How about the multi-line? We utilize what kind of tag to create a input field? Text area, very good, class. What is the name of our text area? Describe. Alright, very good. Do you have any question with regards to our sample code? Alright, very good. Let's proceed to another one. Checkbox control. Who would like to read the definition of checkbox control? Miss Malina.
Checkbox controls. Checkboxes allow users to select multiple options from predefined choices, making them ideal for collecting data like hobbies or other scenarios where multiple selections are needed.
Alright, very good. The checkbox control, it allows the user to select multiple options from predefined choices. When we say a predefined choices, what does it mean? A predefined choices, in simplest mean, it is a given choices from a group set of words or numbers and other aspect of checkbox. For example, 1, 2, 5. This is a predefined choices. Alright. How about we select multiple options? In checkbox or checklist features of any kind of form, the users are allowed to check or to select more than one or multiple from a predefined choices. Next. Alright, this is an example of checkbox control. So, what other scenarios where we can utilize this checkbox control? Miss Molines.
Type of gadgets na ginagamit mo for online.
Alright, very good. Because we are allowed to select more than one from the options. How about the other perspective from other students? Mr. Valauro?
Ano po, favorite subject or favorite course?
Alright, very good. Aside from that, any other insights? Magali?
Toppings in a burger like tomato, parsley, or rice.
Alright, it is like an example of an ordering form wherein the customer are allowed to select more than one recipe or toppings or add-ons from the order. Alright. Checkbox. Here is a sample code for checkbox controls. Alright. What type of control form that we use in this control form? Anyone? Checkbox. What is the name of this checkbox? Happy. It is name. The value on sets the value from the input form. Alright? The value on. How about the check? Alright. In simplest explanation regarding to that, when we load or run our code to any other web browser, it is already checked from its given choices. Alright? Do you understand the concept of this sample code from checkbox?
Yes.
Alright. Let's proceed. How about the radio button controls? Who amongst you are familiar with radio button controls? Alright, it seems most of you has encountered this type of form. According to this, the radio button are used when only one option needs to be selected. Meaning, it is not the same from the checkbox. Because, according to this, from a given selection or given group, the user only choose or select one from the option. You get it, class?
Yes.
Alright. Alright. Here is an example of the radio button controls wherein we usually see this or encounter this in genders, especially for gender. For example, employee type. Or do you have any insight where we can utilize or integrate this radio button control form to any kind of form? Basarte?
Bawali ko sa survey form ng school. Ginagamit ko ito sa mga program or courses.
Alright, very good. We are using this to select only one from the given choices. Other from Miss Tonga?
Set tayo po, AM or PM.
Alright, very good. Mr. Alfindo?
Grade level po. Grade 1, grade 2.
Alright, very good, class. It seems that you fully understand it. So, here's a sample code for the radio button controls. Who can tell me what type of input used in this form? Again? Radio button. Alright. What is the name of this radio? Please raise your hand, class. Okay? What is the name of that? Gender. Alright, gender. So, we encounter Do you know what ID attribute means? Alright, the ID attribute, it is a unique identifier from our code. Alright? So, what you can see on the sample code, we have two groups. First, we have the gender and employee type. Alright? Wherein we are only allowed to select one from this set of choices from different group of data. Alright? Do you get it, class?
Yes.
Alright, let's proceed with drop-down list control. Who would like to read? Miss Manzano.
Drop-down list, also known as a pull-down menu, allow user to choose a value from a list. When inactive and display only the current selected value, making it a compact and efficient input method.
Alright, thank you, Miss Manzano. So now, who can tell me what is the main purpose of this drop-down list control? What do you think? According from this definition, to Miss Perez,
Since yung drop-down list nagiging compact yung list, nakakapag-space po, nakakapag-save po siya ng space.
alright, very good. It is used to save the space from our web pages. Alright? So, what kind of scenario where we can utilize this kind of form? Think of the scenario. Sarmiento?
Gaya po lang sa mga relatives or other matters.
Alright, very good. Another example. Barbero?
Sir, one example po is to pipili po ng certain type of food po in terms of the servers po. Kung saan may isang specific item po silang server na available.
Alright, very good insights coming from you, class. So here's a sample code for a drop-down list control. What type of input do you utilize in this sample code?
Drop-down list.
Drop down, aside from that, select. We utilize a select to create a drop-down list control form. Alright? We utilize a value attribute to set the value input from the given input control. Alright? So the value of this first option, what is the value of first option, class? Up. How about the second? Next, third. Last. Alright, I think you are having difficulty when pronouncing this word. Alright, do you get it, class? The concept of the sample code for drop-down list controls?
Yes.
Alright. Will anyone from the class tell me what are the 4 types of control forms that we can utilize to our web page? First, we have, again,
Text input controls.
Right. The second one, we have,
Checkbox controls.
the third one,
Radio call controls.
and obviously we have,
Drop-down list control.
alright, to deepen our understanding with regards to creating this type of control forms, I provided a tutorial video for you to know it. Right. This is an example, class, of drop-down list control.
So, first, let's create a text input control form. So, let's begin with a single line text input control. This creates a single line text input field where users can type in some text. The name UID attribute assigns a name to this input field. So, for the password text input control form, this creates a password input field where users can type their password. the input will be masked, showing dots or asterisks instead of the actual characters. The name UPWD attribute assigns a name to this input field. In multi-line text input controls, we use text area tag to create a larger text area where users can type multiple lines of text. It is set to show 5 rows and 20 columns by default. The name describe attribute assigns a name to this input field. The text enter description here is a placeholder text. After doing this sample code, let's save this and open this file to a web browser. And here it is, your text input control form. This is a single line text, while this is a password input text control, and this is a multi-line input text control. Moving on, let's create a checkbox control form. I intend to use this checkbox control form to select my hobbies. The input type checkbox tag creates a checkboxes that users can select. The name attribute assigns a name to each checkbox. The value on attribute sets the value when the checkbox is checked, while the checked attribute pre-selects the hacking checkbox. And now let's create more options for the checkbox control. And let's change the name for each checkboxes and its label. After doing these steps, let's save this and open this file on your web browser. And here is your checkboxes control form. So now let's create a radio button control form. The input type radio tag creates a radio button, which is an option that users can select. The name attribute groups the radio buttons together. Hence, the ID attribute provides a unique identifier for each radio button. This is helpful if you want to style your button using CSS. And now, let's create another group of radio buttons for employee type. After that, use an input type radio tag to create a radio button control form. The name type attribute assigns a name for a particular radio button for this group. The value attribute specifies the value that will be sent to the server when the form is submitted and this radio button is selected. Do the same thing to the remaining radio buttons. After doing this, let's save this and open this file to your web browser. And here is our radio button control form. Lastly, let's create a control form for a drop-down list. The label for state, select state tag, creates a label for the drop-down list with the text select state and links it to the drop-down list with the ID state. This option value tag creates an option in the drop-down list with the text value. The value UP is what gets submitted if this option is selected. And let's create another one for MP. Another one again for Delhi. And lastly, let's create an option value for this one. So let's save it and open this file with a web browser. And here it is.
Alright, class. Does it help you to deepen your understanding when in terms of creating this kind of forms?
Yes.
Right. So now, it is your turn to create these various type of HTML control forms. And according to the instruction, each group will work as a team. For the groupings, this will be the group 1, the group 2, the group 3, group 4, group 5, group 6, group 7, and group 8. Alright? I want you class to get at least one laptop from each group. Alright? Did you bring your laptops? Alright, it's good to know that you bring it. And according to this, each group is free to choose from survey forms, registration forms, contact forms, or order forms. Afterwards, two groups with one representative will present their work to the class. And expect everyone to submit your work to the given QR code here for our Google Drive link. Do you have any clarification, question, class? How about the time given for this activity? What will be the time? I will give you 10 minutes to create this form. Alright, class? Please bring out your laptops and select from survey forms, registration forms, and contact forms or order forms. Just as simply control forms. Use of various control forms. Alright? Can we start this activity? Alright, let's start. Alright, class, be quiet while doing this activity. I want you to brainstorm on how you will accomplish this activity. A quick reminder, class, do not copy this code. You may use it as a reference when you are doing your activity. Do you get it, class? Alright, very good. sure to polish your codes and submit it on time. Alright, 2 minutes remaining. Alright, only 1 minute. Please make sure that you submit your output on time to our Google Drive. Second class. Five, four, three, two, one. Class is not doing the activity. Alright. Who would like to volunteer to present their work regarding the HTML form? Only one group. Alright, Mr. Alcazar. Who would like to present their work? Ay, Mr. Alright, before presenting it, I would like to give some sort of instruction for presenting this activity. The presenter or representative from the group will explain why this kind of form control utilized in this kind of forms. And just a brief descriptions regarding to your form. Alright, you may proceed explaining your activity.
Good day, my name is Carl Angela Alcazar and I'm the representative for the Group 1. Our form we use is the TUPC form for the request for use of campus facility. As you can see, the facilities are the auditorium, APR, conference room, and the hostel. On TUPC, you can only choose only one And now, gumamit tayo ng radio button to, para naman to sa kay attorney kung i-approve niya ba or disapprove or i-schedule namin yung request na papos sa saving. And that's all. Thank you.
Alright, thank you, Mr. Baltasar, for a very comprehensive presentation regarding to their chosen course. Alright? For a moment, class. Alright, now that we able to do this activity, we achieve these 3 takeaways that we outlined to the introduction of this discussion. First, we analyze the purpose and structure of HTML control forms by engaging ourselves to discussing the sample codes of each control forms. That is why we are able to achieve this one. Next, did we able to recognize the scenarios where specific controls are suitable? Yes. Right. It is evident to your outputs today. How about did we create a forms that demonstrate usability, accessibility, and best practices in web development?
Yes.
Alright. That is good. So, who would like to give his or her insights regarding to our discussion for today? A quick insight. Anyone? How about Miss Arnett? Please stand and give us your thoughts, your understanding regarding to our topic for today.
Based dun sa ating discuss, bali, syempre, about sa mga HTML control forms. And, yung since nagawa kami ng website, malaking help yung discussion today para i-incorporate namin sa website namin para mas mapaganda pa namin yung website na ginagawa namin.
Alright, very good understanding with regards to our topic. Today we dive into the topic of the control forms. First, we discuss the text input controls, which consists of 3 types, which is the single line text input controls, password, multi-line. And next, we engage ourselves to creating a checkbox controls, wherein it allows the user to select multiple options from predefined choices or given choices. Next, we tackled about the radio buttons. We are allowed as a user to select only one from a predefined choices or given choices. Next, lastly, we have drop-down list. We use drop-down list to make our layout or the spacing of our web page compact for the convenience of its layout. For the reference, this reference, you may use it to further understand the different types of control forms, and you may use a lot of reference from different browsers to learn more from this topic. Alright. Since you are able to understand this topic, I assume that you are able to master it by answering this assessment. Class, I want you to get only a pen. Alright? Only a pen. Please, keep quiet while getting your pen. You may pass it backward. Please disseminate the paper from forward to backward. Alright, finish your quiz as fast as you can. Alright, a quick reminder, please focus on your paper and do not initiate any conversation with your seatmates. Raise your pen when you are done answering this quiz. Please raise your pen when you are done answering the quiz. Raise your pen when you are done. Do not engage or initiate conversation with your sibling. Alright? Can we check or reveal the answers for the quiz? Who among you are not yet done? Please raise your hand. Please finish the quiz as fast as you can. Can we check the quiz class? Alright, I'll give you 30 seconds to finish that and let's check after that. Seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright? Please exchange your paper with your seatmates. You already exchanged your papers?
Yes.
Alright. For the first item, who would like to answer this? Please, Mr. Picosa.
Number 1, this form control is used for selecting multiple options from a predefined size. Checkbox control.
Alright. Do you think the answer for number 1 is checkbox control?
Yes.
Alright, let's see if this is correct. The checkbox controls because according to this, it is used for selecting multiple options from a predefined set. Alright. For number 2, who would like to answer? How about Mary?
This control creates a field where the input characters are masked for privacy and security. Password input controls.
Do you agree, class, with password input controls?
Yes.
Alright. Why? Why password input controls? Because it creates a field where the input characters are masked or hidden for privacy and security. For number 3, Mr. Garcia. Do you think that the answer for number 3 is drop down list, class?
Yes.
Why? Who would like to elaborate or explain this? Okay, I will explain this. According to this control allows the user to choose one from the option that is collapse menu that expands to show a list of items. Alright, because it collapses the menu and it expands to show the other remaining list from the given choices. Alright, for number 4, Jenny Plazo.
This input field is designed for long responses such as comments or addresses spanning multiple lines. It is multi-line text input controls.
Do you agree, class, with their answer?
Yes.
Alright. Let's see if this is correct. According to this input field is designed for long responses, such as including our address, description of a specific thing that we are describing. So, for the number 5, Ayunan.
This control is typically used when only one option can be selected out of several, such as jet. Radio button.
Do you agree, class, with radio button?
Yes.
Because? Right. Because it is used to allow the user to select only one option from a predefined selection or choices. Alright. Now check all the correct answers and pass it on the aisle. After, pass it forward. Pass your paper on the aisle, then pass it forward. Did you learn something valuable today, class?
Yes.
Right. Did you enjoy this topic?
Yes.
Alright. Now that we are able to end this topic, we are having a follow-up assignment. This assignment, you are tasked to create a web page that is designed for your teaching web page, wherein you are able to integrate these control forms, HTML control forms, and then this you will create or you will write a discussion with how these control forms will integrated in your web pages. These are the criteria for scoring this activity. Assignment rather. For the follow-up assignment, you are tasked to research about event handlers in JavaScript and write a brief insight into what you have learned from your research. Do you have any question, class?
No.
How about the deadline of this assignment? 2 assignments. So, alright. This will be submitted to next week. Alright. To our next meeting. And that wraps up our discussion for today. And I want you to stand up and clean your area before I dismiss you. Alright, since your area is clean, you are allowed to